Hello and welcome to Technically Analytics. This is going to be kind of a short episode because we're just going to talk about the recent signing of Shohei Otani to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Otani was one of the biggest name free agents to ever hit free agency. He's a two-way player. He's from Japan. You might have seen him face off against his former teammate Mike Trout in the World Baseball Classic, where he struck out Trout for the last out of the World Baseball Classic semifinal. So yeah, this is one of the best players in MLB history. Like this guy is setting records left and right. Every game, it feels like he sets a new record or he does something crazy. And he's finally a free agent. So with that said, let's go over Shohei Otani and what it means for the Dodgers and especially what his contract looks like, because it's a pretty crazy one. So before we get into the contract talk, let's talk about his stats and what this guy brings to the table. So obviously the contract overall was a 10-year, $700 million deal with the Dodgers. There was other teams that offered a similar deal, but Otani picked the Dodgers. Now, he played for the Angels for 6 years of his career, and this is his first time hitting free agency. He was signed from Japan, obviously, and now he's 29 years old. He's in his sixth season, like I just said, and he's gonna be playing for the Dodgers for the next 10 years. So, what are the Dodgers getting? Well, they're getting a two-time MVP plus a Cy Young guy. But let's just stick with the hitting first, right? Like, we don't want to go too far into the pitching yet. So we'll stick with the hitting. So when you look at his stats, they're pretty impressive. I mean, 2020 is kind of an outlier, kind of ignore that. But if you take that out, I mean, his career OPS is 922. His OPS plus career 148. And his on base 366, his slugging 556, his batting average 274. So those are all career numbers. This guy has he's hit a lot of home runs, 171. He's only played 6 seasons, so he has a long career ahead of him. He's just entering his prime, and this past season was his best season ever. He crushed everything. Every single percentage is higher by a significant amount, and he's just coming to his own now. He's one of the best hitters in the game, as well as one of the best pitchers, which we'll get to in a second. But what Otani does well is he's a power hitter, right? He's a pure power guy. He hits home runs. He hits the ball far and hard. I think he had the longest hit this season for any hitter. The longest home run. It's like almost 500 feet, which is nuts. And he's hit 40 home runs twice in his career, 44 of the season, which led the league. Bold indicates league leading, and you can see there's a lot of bold. Now, Tony's not like Juan Soto, where he draws a lot of walks. He draws some walks for sure because he is a disciplined hitter, but also teams, with Trout in the lineup and stuff with the Angels, he was kind of, teams had to pitch to him, and he's prone to being struck out. Like he strikes out quite a bit for what he does, but overall he's dangerous. Like you don't want to throw him a ball that he can hit because he's gonna hit out of the park most likely. So very dangerous hitter. This is great for the Dodgers. I'm not saying they lacked hitting, but like they didn't have their usual like pop that they normally have. I feel like they seem like they're kind of, it was mostly pitching that they needed. But speaking of pitching, and by the way, when it comes to pitching, Ohtani won't be pitching next season because he hurt his UCL at the end of the season past season. So he's not going to be pitching until 2025. So Dodgers are just there. They knew that going in, so they know no pitching from him. They're not expecting it yet. So the Dodgers are in a unique position where they can acquire some guys to fill in for him just for on 1-year deals or whatever. And I mean, it could work out really well. So we'll see what happens. But the pitcher, Ohtani, all right, now he plays DH usually. That's what his position is when he's hitting. But when he's pitching, he's basically a solid ace or number 2 guy if you want. I mean, he could be ace on some teams, but he's like a solid number 2 or 3 on the Dodgers, and he's lights out. Like, this guy doesn't know how to pitch badly. I think he just lights out every single season. Strikeouts per 9, career 11 strikeouts per 9, career 3.2 walks per 9, career 1.0 home run per 9, career 6.5 hits per 9. Like, this guy doesn't get hit. Like, that's why he is Cy Young candidate. That's why he's MVP. His ERAs 331. 2020 doesn't matter. 2021 318, 2022 233, 2023 314. Like, he still was lights out. Has a lot of strikeouts. He strikes out a lot of guys. He doesn't walk that many guys. I mean, he walks some people like anyone would, but 3.2 is not, walks per 9 is not like crazy. Like, oh my god, this guy just has a problem with walks. No, he's like, it's like pretty average. It's not crazy great, but it's not crazy bad either, right? And I think the other thing the Dodgers have to look at is like his health is a concern a little bit. I mean, I have to be a little concerned with that, so we'll see. I mean, I feel like he can probably stay healthy for the most part, if not pitching wise, but hitting wise, definitely, because he's just a DH. But the fact that he's a two-way player means he plays more time. He has more time in the field than almost any other player in baseball. Like, it's incredible what this guy can do, and his stamina and his work ethic. Like, it's crazy. Like, so it kind of makes sense that the Dodgers would give him this like crazy 10-year, $700 million deal. I mean, everyone thought he would compete with like Mahomes, who has like a 10-year, $450 million one. And, A-Rod in the past has had like 10-year, $300 million deals and all that. But like, this is nowhere near those. Like, he's more on the level of like Lionel Messi, those international soccer players who get paid that much. Like, this guy's a star. I mean, and you got to remember, Ohtani isn't just like a baseball player. He's also like he represents a lot of business from Japan. Like, a lot of Japanese businesses sponsor him, and they bring a lot of money and a lot of fans in. Because if you watch the World Baseball Classic or follow that, you know that most households in Japan tuned into that final game because they love baseball there. The Nippon League is actually one of the bigger leagues in the world outside of MLB. So they really love baseball, and they follow their players very loyally. So Ohtani draws a big crowd. I mean, he's a big draw, especially and even in Los Angeles, there's a lot of, Japanese people and people that used to watch him in Japan, and they still follow him. So he represents a big like draw for the Dodgers for jersey sales, ticket sales, other sponsorship other sponsorships to be gotten. So on the face of it, it seems like 700 million might be a little bit too much, but they kind of know like it's probably about 400 million really, because he's bringing in that other 300 million with sponsorships and jersey sales and all that. So, and it remains to be seen what his on the field performance will be and how long he can sustain the level of performance that he's had recently. But basically, the contract works out to be $70 million a year AAV, which is like $70 million per year of the contract. But Ohtani did something strange, and he requested, well, not really strange, it's not unique in any way, because this has happened before. Guys like Bobby Manila, guys like Max Scherzer, there's other guys in the league that have taken deferred salaries, so it's not a unique thing or like a weird thing, and it's totally legal, by the way. People are saying it's like illegal, but no, it's totally legal. Like, he's allowed to do this. They're allowed to structure it this way. But Ohtani was clearly thinking of the team, because he could have just taken his lump sum $70 million a year when it's due, you know what I mean? But he decided that, you know what, I don't want to take the full thing right away. I'll take just $2 million a year for the first 10 years of the contract. So for the life of the contract, it's $2 million. He gets $2 million a year in cash, and the rest of it is deferred until 2034, when he'll be 39. and at that point, it'll go to 68 million off the books, and he won't be on the team anymore. So, I mean, or if I guess he could resign theoretically, but I don't know why they would do that. I guess because he's going to be out of his prime, but basically, he was smart in doing this because what it does is it allows the Dodgers to save a lot of money on the luxury tax. I'm not sure how much exactly, but I'm pretty sure it saves at least 20 million, probably, maybe more than that. I don't know. But basically, if you look at this breakdown of it, it says the luxury tax salary counts as 46 million, but he's only getting paid 2 million. So because he's only getting paid actually getting paid two of it, it counts only as 46 because they have like this whole calculation that I'm not going to explain because it's really complicated and it's not like easy to understand even for me. But also I should probably mention that he has a full no trade clause, and so as I was referencing that deferred payments from 2034 to 2043, he's going to get 68 million. So from age 39 to 48, he's getting a paycheck every July 1st. And and we always kind of laugh, especially Mets fans, about Bobby Bonilla and how he gets like 1.5 million every July 1st, and it's like a whole day. People celebrate it. It's crazy. But this guy is going to have the craziest Bonilla day ever. Like, he's getting 68 mil every July 1st for 10 years from the Dodgers. This guy, man, he's like Bobby Bonilla times 67, right? Or times 68. This dude's crazy. So it's wild. Like, it's a wild contract, but he actually requested it. So props to him for doing that. I wouldn't do that personally because inflation's gonna absolutely eat that money. But you know what? I guess when you're getting 700 million, what's 3 or 4 million off, right? I mean, and plus taxes are gonna take half anyway, so it's like he's probably getting a quarter of that by the time he gets to age 43 or 48. So anyway, this is just a quick little video on the Ohtani contract, how nutso it is. Like, I mean, is it a good move for the Dodgers? Absolutely. Now there'll be more videos coming, obviously. I just want to mention Jung-Hoo Lee signed with the Giants. He's from the KBO. He's a great player. Looks like he's going to be a really good signing. So I might mention that. I'll probably mention that more when I do the Giants offseason review. So stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.